Hey there, Diamond Dave here, and in this tutorial video today, I'm going to show you just the basics of using Google Flights to search for flights. And Google Flights is amazing because what it does is it aggregates all the data for all of the flights across the world. And what makes this different than, say, like a Travelocity or an Orbitz or something of that nature is it's has no skin in the game. It's not trying to sell you anything. It's just bringing the data to you and then showing you where you can find the cheapest price. So this is definitely one of the best tools to use when it comes to searching either for cheap flights or for what routes might be best if you're planning to use points, or what days probably have the best availability when you are trying to plan a trip and be able to use your dollars or points to the best of your ability. So pretty simple to navigate here with Google Flights, and basically the web address is just google.com/flights, so real easy to get to. And as you can see in the center here, our main choices are inputting your destination, your current location or where you'd like to fly out of, and then you got a couple options here like round trip, one-way, multi-city, how many people, and what class of service you'd like to fly, right? So that's all pretty simple and standard. The couple of neat things when you're going to search with this is, number one, most people don't know about multi-city flights, and this is an important thing. Like if you ever plan to travel to Europe, but you don't want to fly into and leave from the same airport. An example might be like if you were traveling to Italy and you wanted to fly into Venice and then take the train to go visit Florence and then maybe Rome and maybe Naples, what have you, and then fly out of one of those airports, right? So that you don't have to go all the way back to your original destination. So multi-city flights can also be really awesome in helping you find good deals, because there's a lot of times when flying out of other airports might actually be substantially cheaper. So to set up a multi-city flight search, you would start right here with your airport that you would be flying out of. First airport you'd like to go to, let's say for example want to fly from Orlando to London, and we can just check all airports there, or as you can see there's quite a few airports in London. And then instead of London here, we'll go ahead and add Paris, right? And back to Orlando. We'll leave these dates in here. That's not a big deal since we're just using this for an example. But first, it's going to show me the first leg here to London, the best flights. It's always going to try and list the best flights. And when it says best flights, the way that they're determining that is what is the shortest route and the least amount. It's going to take a nice blend or a compromise between those two things. And as you can see here, the best deal is probably this Norwegian flight, which is $460. So I'll click that, and that's actually round trip, because what this is going to do is give me a price based on what the cheapest next option is for the second leg, which in this case is going to be flying back from Paris. Now right now it doesn't give me a whole lot of options here in order to purchase this as a connected itinerary through one of the online travel agencies. It looks like it's going to have me take an EasyJet flight back. By clicking that, I can see what that might look like, and it looks like it's basically just a connecting flight from Paris back to London, and then London back to Orlando. Okay, so pretty simple. That's the gist of the multi-city flight. The other time that this could be beneficial is if you're stringing together a long trip, maybe all across Europe, and the train would be too far. Maybe I might go Orlando to London, and then I might go London to let's say Venice, Italy, because that's pretty far. Definitely wouldn't want to take the train from that. And then let's say that I actually wanted to add another flight that might take me from Venice to Barcelona, and that might be my third stop on the trip before heading back to Orlando. And what it'll do is it'll go ahead and start auto-populating and finding everything for me. So I would click my first leg there. It's going to show me what my best options are here. There's my second leg, and then follow it up with that last one here. So really, This saves you a lot of money instead of just buying a bunch of individual plane tickets a lot of times. Sometimes they will be just individual segments. But as you can see here, $419 to go to 3 cities and get back to Orlando is not that bad. Now, that's the gist of a multi-city trip. If I didn't want to do that, I also have the ability to search one-way segments too. I like to search one-way segments if I am trying to just figure out who flies a certain route, right? Like if I'm here in my hometown city of Orlando and I wanted to figure out what the best way to get to, let's say Prague is, I might just use this to show me who flies there, what the typical times are, so that I could figure out if I wanted to use points or whatnot, where I should move my points to or where I should try and look to. Obviously, the cheapest flights are pretty long. They include change of airport, multiple stops. That's not easy. Looking down here, like one of the best flights or connecting situations is probably to fly Lufthansa. And click that and it'll give me all the information, right? So that looks like the first flight would be Orlando to Frankfurt and then Frankfurt to Prague Airport. So what I would probably try and locate is being able to book this flight in points, which I know I could do through United or through Lufthansa. It's a very popular flight. And then I could likely do the same with this flight, or I could choose to pay for this flight in cash. So always starting at Google Flights to really help give you some good ideas about what the routings are, or just get an idea on cash costs of tickets to determine whether or not using points actually makes sense.